All right, guys, this is the spreadsheet that I was talking about, and I want to focus your eye on this particular column here, MicroStrategy. This one is BTC owned, and then we'll talk about the BTC price. And then this is going to be interesting. How many MicroStrategy shares do you need for each Bitcoin? And then we want to talk a little bit about initial investment. And what I mean by that is we're going to put $100,000 of investment on MicroStrategy, and we're going to put $100,000 of investment on BTC. And I'm going to walk you through all of these things, okay? So now, there's lots going on here. Here's $418. Let's start with this. And right now, they own 628,000 Bitcoin, okay? Each row is going to be important. And then the current Bitcoin price, I don't know if you can see that. Let me blow it up, is 117,730, okay? So when I do all of that, and if I do the math here, to buy $117,000 worth of Bitcoin, I would need 281 shares of MicroStrategy to buy one Bitcoin, okay? Keep that in mind. And based on $408 and based on the BTC price, this net asset value is $74 billion, okay? And the current mNAV is 1.6. Stay with me, just trying to explain everything for one row, and then we will go through this really quickly, all right? This is the number of shares that is currently outstanding, about 283,754,000 outstanding shares. It's common shares, yes. And then let's see, we're going to talk about raising funds, selling shares, number of Bitcoin they acquire by selling, and what is the current enterprise value. Right now, as you saw in my other sheet, current enterprise value is $118 billion. And this is the MicroStrategy and the gains and all of that. Let's go to row 2. And this is where it gets interesting. So all things being equal, I said, what if the price of Bitcoin became $124,000? And the moment you do $124,000 and you change the mNAV to 1.85 because the price of Bitcoin is going up, so people will give the mNAV a little bit more for MicroStrategy. What then happens automatically is outstanding shares don't change, but the price of MicroStrategy goes to 508 because it's based on mNAV, all right? And the number of shares are still the same for Bitcoin. So now let's find a row that's in red right here. Do you see this? That is row number 4. So let's follow what I did in row number 4. At row number 4, I said the price of Bitcoin is 135, all right? And the mNAV is now have risen at 2.6. And the reason for that is the price of Bitcoin has risen to 135. Now, this is critical, guys. And why is this in red? And that red means Michael Saylor is going to sell because he's on record by saying he will not sell unless the mNAV is over 2.5 or the MicroStrategy share is over $650. Right. So based on this calculation, the current price of MicroStrategy is $778. Okay. So now he wants to raise, I just made this up, $3.5 billion, meaning he wants to sell $3.5 billion worth of micro shares. What does that mean? That means he has to sell almost 4.5 million MicroStrategy shares. Oh my goodness. When you do that at the price of $778, you can then buy almost 26,000 Bitcoins. And the moment you do that, see, the price hasn't changed yet, but next go around, let's go to row 5. Now we bought, right? When you buy, notice it went from 628 to 654. So now we have more Bitcoins, all right? When you have more Bitcoins and you just dumped $3.5 billion, what do you think is going to happen to the share price of MicroStrategy? It was 778. Now it's 604. That is the volatility you get when he actually sells in the market. So the price of MicroStrategy went down. This is why you keep seeing the MicroStrategy share price keep going down, okay? So let's follow this logic. So where was I? Right here, 604. He now has more Bitcoin. The value of Bitcoin has gone up, but his mNAV, he's getting punished, was dropped from 2.6 to 1.9. It's just something I made up. Naturally, it should go down, right? And so what happens is I've also, look at that, 288, before was 283 million. This is the dilution of shares. So I've taken that into account because we just added more shares into the open market. So dilution took place. So all of this in my spreadsheet, that's in red everywhere. He is now doing at the market sale, okay? And he's always looking at what his mNAV is and what the share price is. And look at that. Every time it hits 2.6, 2.7, 2.6, 2.8, it allows him to dump. Look at this in this particular case. He's selling 6.5 billion, 7.5 billion. Let's take a look at 7.5. How can he afford to sell $7.5 billion worth of shares? That's because at that time, it's crept up. The MicroStrategy now is $1,850. And I've got the Bitcoin price at $275,000 and his mNAV is 2.7. And when that happens, he is going to sell $7.5 billion, which is about 4 million shares, because it's less shares now because the price of shares have gone up. And what is interesting, I want to take your eye on this purple. Remember, this is MicroStrategy shares per Bitcoin. It started off with 281. And my example of 750, let's move over here. Look what has happened. Now it takes only 148 MicroStrategy shares to buy one Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin is now right here, $275,000. So bottom line, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Remember I said he wants to buy 1 million shares? And I'll link this spreadsheet. You can take a look at it. There's a lot of thought process that went into this. He gets to 1 million shares. And by that time, I anticipate the price of his MicroStrategy should be around $7,600 because his net asset value has gone to $1 trillion here. Because the price of Bitcoin is $1 million. You have 1 million Bitcoin, then your net asset value is going to go up. And notice all of these multiples, 2.9, 3.1, 2.7, it allows him to sell $12 billion, $15 billion. It sounds crazy, guys, but it's all doable. It's all money glitch. That is why I know you're used to him selling 3.5 billion right now. You never thought he could sell $3.5 billion worth of shares. Well, he's doing it. So for him to be able to sell 15 billion, 35 billion, 40 billion, when the price of Bitcoin is $1 million and his share price is $7,400 is very doable. Let's do a wrap real quick. What I want to do here is go up. Remember I said the initial investment of MicroStrategy was 100,000 and Bitcoin was 100,000. If you scroll down, you will notice that by row 35, right here, let's say that's 2-3 years from now, your $100,000 have appreciated by 1,700%, which effectively means your $100,000 is worth $1.7 million. In the case of Bitcoin, it appreciated 749%, nothing to laugh at. And your 100,000 have become $749,000. I hope that made a lot of sense here. This is a very, very complicated spreadsheet, and I'm super excited to be able to share this with you. Guys, you notice that the mNAV was no more than 3.13. I think the mNAV will go 4, 5, 6. So the share value of MicroStrategy can easily go above $10,000. Not a financial advice. This is my opinion. This is my calculation based on MicroStrategy will be going up as long as Bitcoin keeps going up, up, up. Yes, MicroStrategy can take a lot of hit. MicroStrategy doesn't really need to be liquidated or anything like that unless MicroStrategy's Bitcoin value itself goes below about $13,000. I don't think we're going to see $13,000 of Bitcoin. Why? Genius Act has passed. Clarity Act is about to be passed in Senate, and actually Donald Trump will be signing it next month. And then there is also Bitcoin Reserve. 1 million Bitcoin will be bought in our strategic reserve. On and on and on. People are just buying Bitcoin left and right. So many treasury companies. I'll link another Bitcoin detail video in here so you can take a look at it. It was a pleasure doing all of this for you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about it. send some comments, DM me, and certainly, subscribe. And I look forward to doing another video for you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.